Oh, right. Did you hear about the notice board over by Sanjo Ohashi Bridge? The board he was talking about had been set up by the shogunate to officially and publicly declare the Choshu enemies of the court. Some assholes pulled it out and tossed it into the camo. Yeah, of course I heard about that. Haven't they replaced it? They did. Same thing happened. Think they're gonna ask us to keep an eye on it pretty soon. It got torn down at night, didn't it? What do you say to using Sinan's Fury Core then? Hijikata frowned. The Fury Core? You think it's a bad idea? Hijikata chose his words carefully, his face grim. They work hard enough, but they tend to get a little excited. Whatever we give them to do, they end up slaughtering the other side. It's not enough for them, though. They go in and hack the corpses to bits. Most of the time, they're not even recognizable. Maybe they're doing it to try and hide the Shinsengumi's hand, but they're going too far. We're not just a pack of murderers. I told them to knock it off, but they won't listen. They just want to play with their corpses. They keep this up and we're no better than those night cutters. Tough gig. Felt a shiver shake down my spine as he spoke. Even more than a year later, I still remembered with terrifying clarity what I'd seen the first night I'd arrived in Kyoto. The Furies. It's nice to have a name for them now. They behaved as if possessed by evil spirits, their swords hacking away mercilessly at men already dead. Hadn't been hatred or fear that drove them, but some sort of twisted amusement. I didn't think I'd ever forget the half-mad smiles each had worn. I've got a few ideas. Good, I'll leave the details to you then, Toshi. Yes, have you heard about Lord Yoshinobu Hitoto Tsubashi, the old guardian of the Shogun? Yeah, what about him? I've heard a couple people say he's like Ieyasu's reborn. I don't know about that, but I do hear he's pretty sharp. Before long, they started to discuss politics. I couldn't begin to understand, and politely, I excused myself. Okay. I thought back on what Hijikata had said. It was true that Sinan had been acting strange, and the Fury Core had been getting more and more violent. There was a lot on my mind, but what worried me the most was... I could go talk to the Furies, or I could go talk to the notice board. The Furies is obviously what's more on my mind. Let's go talk about more of the Furies. Just as Hijikata had predicted, the Shinsenkumi received an official request to guard the notice board at the Sancho Ohashi Bridge. As it turned out, the vandals were 8 men from the Tosa domain. Harada and his division were well prepared, captured them when they attacked. Harada was given a reward by the Aitsu for his service, and he took the rest of the captains to Shimabara to celebrate. I had remained at the temple to eat my dinner alone, but my heart felt like a lead weight in my chest and it chased away any appetite I might have had. What's going to happen if the Shinsengumi and the Fury Core? Almost as if on cue, the door slid open and Sinan stepped through. Oh, hello Sinan, can I help you? I scarcely opened my mouth when Sinan began to speak. The Water of Life is amazing! The Furies we've created are a complete success! Only short-sighted fools would call it a failure. They simply lack a proper understanding of what we've done. I don't like these getting mad with power. With this, we have nothing to fear. Not Tosa, not Choshu, not anyone. You agree, don't you, Yukimura? Sinan's face looked wrong somehow. This wasn't the man I knew, his eyes glittering with something strange and frightening. It looked unpleasantly like madness. He'd been acting odd lately, but it was different from when he'd lost his use of his arms. This was more threatening somehow, and it felt as if it was rapidly spiraling out of control. Say something! You don't agree with those fools, do you? They don't understand! His left hand wrapped around my wrist with fingers like steel cables and hauled on my arm, trying to pull my face up to look at his. I don't like that. I don't like him touching me like that. That's not good. I pulled against his grip, but he was far too strong for me to overcome. Please stop! The horrible twitching madness in his eyes was too much for me, and I screamed. What are you grabbing her for, Sinan? That's not how you impress a lady. See, she's terrified. Okita flashed a grin, but his hand on Sinan's arm didn't waver. Behind him I could see Saito and Heisuke. Oh, I got caught up in the moment. I lost control. I apologize. On the other side of his glasses, Sinan's eyes had returned to normal. The glint of madness was gone. And the music plays. It's good to see you back. You're a little earlier than I expected, though. Sano's gotta be drinking till morning, if Shin has anything to say about it. I didn't think I could handle that much, so I left with this pair of sticks in the mud. It's only the three of you then? Heisuke grinned. Hijikata caught the eye of the lady at Sumi called Kimigiku. She sat next to him the whole night. Being the commander of the Shinsengumi doesn't seem to stop him from getting all the ladies. Kimigiku. Yeah, she was real pretty. Actually, I'm a little worried Sano might not have enough to pay for her. I see. One of Kyoto's Oiran then? She was probably just as beautiful as Heisuke said. They must have made a beautiful couple. Alright, later. Gazed down at myself, small, plain, and dressed like a boy. Suddenly I felt very sad. Is something wrong? You look unhappy. Oh, no, it's nothing. Did my best to give him a convincing smile. I imagine you're tired. Perhaps we should leave. His last words were directed at Sinan, who shrugged and sighed. Yes, I suppose so. We'll talk another time, then. We'll get scared by you another time. You should get some rest, Chizuru. I will, thank you. And I meant it. Sinan had calmed down, but I had no wish to be around him just then any longer than I had to. Okita stopped at the door just as Sinan was leaving. Sinan, this water of life stuff, does it cure diseases and things too? Of course. I was a normal human being before, but I have been reborn into something completely different. I'm sure it could even cure so-called incurable diseases. Huh. They started walking again. I could hear them as they moved down the hall, still talking. I think we'll leave Sinan to Soji for now. I don't think that's a great idea. He watched them leave, his always unreadable face stern and of course unreadable. He remained for a few moments before leaving himself. Heisuke had stayed silent during the exodus. When he finally spoke, his voice was sad. Sinan's different. Then even the captains who'd been with the Shinsengumi since Ito were beginning to grow suspicious of Sinan. Heisuke was quiet for a few moments. I was starting to feel as if he was avoiding my gaze when he finally spoke. He told me that Harada and his men had been attacked at Sanjo Hohashi. One of them had seen someone who looked a lot like me. I know her! This strange person had tried to impede the Shinsengumi and sided with the Vandals from the Tosa domain. I missed that! Dang it! I didn't know that choice earlier would be like... I thought I was going to inquire about the Furies. Or the signpost, not like, go do that now. I haven't left the temple, of course, and even if I had been at Sanjo Ohashi, I would never have tried to get in the Shinsengumi's way. But if it wasn't me, then who? What could it mean? Heisuke's news only fed the anxiety that had been slowly building within me. Oh, man. It was near year's end, and I was outside in the cold weather, sweeping the compound. Phew, well, that should do it. I wanted to help out as much as I could, but since they still refused to let me out without an escort, it wasn't a great deal I could do. Still, I helped make the home clean. That felt good. Hopefully they'd like it too. I guess that's what I do when I get bored. Cleaning, I see. You're certainly hard at work. Oh, hello, Kondo. It's really gotten cold lately, hasn't it? Yeah, it has indeed. I've been in Kyoto for a while now, but I still can't get used to the weather. He rubbed his hands together and blew on them in an almost vain attempt to warm them up. I picked up a bunch of dead leaves, so I was thinking about roasting potatoes later. Would you like some? I'll warm you up. Kondo gave me a little wry smile. Roasted potatoes, huh? I used to enjoy that a long time ago. Oh? I flushed with embarrassment. Kondo was a busy man. Management of the Shinsengumi was not easy. A man like that didn't have time for roasting potatoes. He's got no small potatoes. You've been really busy lately. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Oh, right. Well, if I'm busy, then that means the Shinsengumi is needed. It's an honor. True. In the last several weeks, Kondo and Hijikata had left the temple often to go meet with important shogunate officials. They probably scarcely had time to breathe, let alone relax. At that moment, almost as if my thoughts had summoned him, Hijikata appeared. There you are, Kondo. Oh, Toshi, where were you? I was looking for you. They've chosen the next shogun. It's gonna be Lord Yoshinobu Hitotsubashi. Hijikata's frown burrowed to what I wouldn't have hesitated to describe as a glower. Well, let's hope he lives up to the rumors. Must you find a dark side to everything? Who's Lord Hitotsubashi? I had a vague memory that he was the commander of the Shogunate forces during the Battle of Hamaguri Gate, but Kondo gave me a quick explanation of the rest. They say he's very intelligent. Some even go so far as to call him the second coming of Lord Ieyasu. He glanced over to Hijikata, perhaps looking for corroboration. He found none. At any rate, he was a quick mind, and the Emperor trusts him. How could he be a poor choice? There was a certain pride in Kondo's voice, almost if you were talking about a friend or a brother. Okay, so we trust the guy. If what he said was true, though, then perhaps the Shogun would be able to unite the Shogunate and the Imperial Court and overcome the crisis that was destroying our nation. Alright, he's smart, I'll give him that. Then what's the problem? Forget it. Doesn't really matter who the Shogun is to us anyway. We're just here to fight for him. That's right. If we do our best, that means the Shogun and the Shogunate are safe and secure. He kept his tone carefully light, perhaps in a way attempt to sway Hijikata, but to no avail. Only 20 days after Lord Yoshinobu had been officially inaugurated as the new Shogun, the Emperor passed away. He was especially hard on the Emperor's younger sister, Katsunomiya, who had been married to Lord Aiimochi and was intended to be a symbol of imperial unification, but everyone on both sides was shocked by his death. He was succeeded by the Imperial Prince, young boy only 15 years. In the turmoil, the activities of the Choshu domain went uninvestigated. The entire country of Japan found itself thrust into rapid motion. Time for revolution. That brings us to chapter 3. So we'll see where this goes from here. It doesn't look like with that banner that we are at a point of where all the paths diverge. It looks like we've got one chapter more, perhaps? Although, a lot of things have been happening really, really fast. And things have picked up considerably. So, that'll be where we end. This has been a very long recording. A lot of episodes have been taking place. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, thank you to SprawlRat for being such an amazing person on Patreon and helping me put together this Let's Play series. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on RDLP.